Underwater construction teams have a deep history going back to World War II with the underwater demolition teams where CV divers were used to blast channels, allowing the amphibious assaults and removing obstacles, as well as the CV divers that were stationed with the mobile construction battalions that helped build some of the advanced bases across the Atlantic and the Pacific. The Man in the Sea program proved to the Navy and our country the need for a highly trained underwater construction team that was ready at any time.
Being a CV diver is everything that you can think of that's going to be exciting. When you walk away from your job, you're going to feel like you really earn your money. But knowing that you're going to go home after completion of your mission and knowing what you're there for, there's no better feeling than that.
UCT stands for Underwater Construction Team, which is made up of underwater construction technicians and support personnel.
We are a group of CVs that became divers, and we specialize in terrestrial construction and underwater construction.
At Underwater Construction Team 2, we do underwater construction. We do things like we pour concrete underwater, we'll build boat ramps, we do both shallow water and offshore construction, underwater cable inspection, we do underwater cable repair, and cable installation from offshore to onshore, things like that.
We power our tools with hydraulics. You have to use heavy tools. If you use light tools, it's not going to benefit you. It's going to be like a zero gravity situation. So if you use a heavy tool, you can use the weight of that tool to assist you in accomplishing that job. That's why we have to be physically trained to the level that we are.
So getting just tools to the project site can be a challenge at times if you're neglecting gym day or doing the operation of those tools or moving equipment underwater. If you're neglecting cardio, you'll be breathing pretty heavily. If you start breathing too heavily and you're too out of shape, then you're going to overbreathe that rig. There's a whole series of symptoms and issues that can come with that.
As a CV diver, some of the special training that we conduct is underwater cutting and welding. We learn how to pour concrete underwater. And we also use hydraulic tools to include chainsaws, jackhammers, grinders. We learn how to use hydrographical survey equipment. We learn how to take soil samples. We learn remote operating vehicles. Any construction work you could do on the surface, we could do underwater.
Our dive depths are 190 feet on air. We don't dive mixed gas. We dive strictly air. Most of our work is anywhere from 120 feet to 70 feet of seawater. We use the KM37. It's a surface-applied dive helmet. We use scuba, which is self-contained underwater breathing apparatus. We use the full face mask, which is the Mark 20. We also use the Divator DP2. It's a surface augmented dive rig.
In a battalion, you'll have over 500 members, and they have enough to make sure that one person can run one program. We're such a small unit. Everybody has to be an expert in every position in order to move this 12-man detachment around the globe successfully.
So our mission, whenever we're doing combat readiness, is to keep the fight moving forward. Same as the regular CVs, except we take it to the water level. So we can do the same mission that the CVs are doing, plus we'll also move into like bridges and waterways. Some of the things that we have to do to prepare for that is we do the field exercises, same as battalion, and we do them with the battalion.
After our diving training is done, then we get into our field training with our weapons and demolition. We use an array of military explosives.
The CVs by themselves are awesome. I became a CV for this fact. I became an electrician because I wanted a skill. And then I became a diver because I wanted another skill. So when a CV comes to us, they know how to build, they know how to fight, and they come to us now they know how to dive. We put those skills together in a team, and it's a winning team.
At the underwater construction teams, not only have they done one tour, normally in a CV battalion, but they've also gone to dive school, both of which they were screened at. They were screened for their performance in their first tour, and they were screened for their performance in dive school, which is a very physically and mentally rigorous program. They have proven that they want to be there. They're all highly motivated, and it's a pleasure and a luxury as a commanding officer to be able to work with such high quality and highly motivated individuals.
If you want to be successful in the Navy, you want to surround yourself with people that are smarter than you, work harder than you, are just Class A people. In the underwater construction field, I'm constantly learning. You're going to make yourself a better person in general, and you're going to be the best at what you do.